Are you tired of battling sugar cravings and those stubborn PCOS symptoms? What if I told you just one simple change, which is reducing your added sugar intake, could make a huge difference with how you feel, your energy levels, and even your hormonal health? Today, I'm going to show you why keeping added sugars to 20 grams or less per day is one of the most impactful steps that you can make on your PCOS journey. And trust me, it's not as hard as it sounds. Let's dive in.
Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Mariah, and I help women manage PCOS and insulin resistance. Through practical tips, education, and tools, I'm here to help support your journey. With over 8 years of university education, including a naturopathic medical degree from CCNM in Toronto, I've guided hundreds of women to improving their symptoms, regaining confidence, and to just feel better. Subscribe to my free newsletter by clicking the link in the description box below, or feel free to check out my website at metabolicmo.com.
First, let's quickly define added sugars. Added sugars are mostly the sugars that are sneaking into your diet from all the processed foods. Although this shouldn't come as a surprise, but packaged foods are extremely notorious for having tons of added sugars in them. And these sugars are labeled with a bunch of different names. You might be familiar with cane sugar, high fructose corn syrup, brown sugar, rice sugar, fruit concentrate, organic fruit juices, and there are so many other names. Despite the variety of names, they all break down into these simple sugars, which then ends up spiking your blood sugar and triggering an insulin response, and with chronic consumption, contributes to insulin resistance. And what's interesting is all of these different names for sugar is just a tactic that manufacturing companies use to help make products seem healthier than what they actually are. For example, your organic granola bar might have the ingredients honey, or organic cane sugar, or brown rice syrup. But no matter the name, it is just all sugar. Now, why does this matter? For women with PCOS and insulin resistance, keeping blood sugar levels stable and within a normal fluctuating range, this helps to control the blood sugar roller coaster that can worsen insulin resistance, increase sugar cravings, and down the line, it makes blood sugar harder to control. And over time, this can lead to weight gain, contribute to hormonal imbalances, and it can contribute to inflammation, which all of these things make PCOS symptoms worse. So cutting back on added sugars can make a really big impact on your health, especially if you have PCOS. When we start to reduce the added sugars that are in our diet, your body is able to manage blood sugar more effectively. And without these constant sugar spikes, your insulin sensitivity will begin to improve, which will allow your cells to better respond to insulin and in turn use glucose more efficiently. Less added sugars in the diet also mean less inflammation, and chronic inflammation is a major contributor to PCOS symptoms, such as irregular cycles, acne, and the weight gain piece. So by reducing the added sugar, it can help to lower your overall inflammation, which in turn supports better hormonal health. And by stabilizing your blood sugar, it can help to regulate key hormones such as insulin and testosterone, which are often elevated in women that have PCOS. Now you might be wondering, is this even realistic? The answer is yes, but it does require some effort and intentional changes to your diet. And some people, truthfully, are not ready to make these changes, and that's fine. But when you are ready, I hope this video serves as a first guide to help you on that journey. And I'm sure you've heard this before, but one of the easiest ways to cut down on added sugars is to really focus on whole foods. Fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, proteins, healthy fats, nuts and seeds. None of these have added sugars to them. They have naturally occurring sugars, and that's fine. What I'm really trying to have you limit is just the added sugars that are in your diet. So instead of reaching for that sugary granola bar, try snacking on nuts and seeds and fruits and veggies. I know it sounds simple, and it is, but a lot of people aren't doing it. They're going for the really quick and easy granola bar. And that's fine to do every once in a while. And I understand that convenience is key and it needs to be a priority, especially with how busy everyone is in their everyday lives. But if we can take the extra time to gather up some nuts and seeds, put them in a little container, wash up some berries, put them into your lunch, it takes an additional 30 seconds, maybe a couple minutes, but you're not getting those added sugars that you were with the convenience of a granola bar. And remember, your body craves nutrients. It doesn't crave sugar. So when you get those sugar cravings, what your body is really asking you to do is provide it with nutrients, antioxidants, vitamins and minerals, fats, proteins, fibers. And this is why we really need to be mindful and understand food labels. When I'm working with clients, that's one of the things that I go through with them. We try to have a better understanding of food labels and what they're really telling us. So when we're looking at serving sizes and we're looking at added sugars that are in the product, I try to keep added sugars to no more than 5 to 6 grams per serving. And this will really help you to stay within that 20-gram goal of added sugars per day. And as you're going through the grocery stores and getting more familiar with reading labels, you're going to be really surprised with the healthy processed foods that have a ton of added sugars in them. The biggest culprits are those flavored Greek yogurts, granola bars, coffee creamers, and even salad dressings. And when looking at the ingredients, we want to be very familiar with the terms that just mean sugar. So that's the high fructose corn syrup, glucose, fructose, dextrose, organic fruit juices, fruit concentrate, and so on. These are all just added sugars. And if you truly do need to sweeten something, I recommend trying natural sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit, as they don't cause the same blood sugar spikes. Now, even with natural sweeteners, we do still need to be mindful of moderation as well. And I always recommend to some extent either planning your meals or at least planning out your snacks, as this can make it so much easier to stay on track. And I'm going to be honest with you, making this change isn't easy at first. And it can be really overwhelming because a lot of people do not realize how much sugar is actually in their diet. But if you want to make the change, then you have to make changes. And it's going to take effort and it's going to take consistency. But that's true with any lifestyle change. But the good news is, the longer you stick with it and the more that you understand, the easier it becomes. And a lot of this is just a learning process and breaking old habits. And the fun thing is that your taste buds will eventually adapt, and you'll actually find that you'll need less sugar to be satisfied. And with anything, the most important thing is progress, because we're not aiming for perfection. And even just reducing your added sugar intake by half will make such a huge improvement in your health. So as always, I recommend starting small. If 20 grams seems very daunting, then just take it one step at a time. So for example, if you're currently consuming 70 grams of added sugar in your diet, try knocking it back to 35. Then just see what that's like. And eventually in time, as it becomes more manageable, then you can continue to decrease your consumption of added sugars gradually. And I want you to pay attention to how your body feels as you slowly reduce your sugar intake. Most people report having better energy levels, fewer sugar cravings, and even clearer skin as they continue to reduce the added sugars that are in their diet. And these changes can be great motivation to keep going. So to wrap this up, try keeping your added sugar intake to no more than 20 grams of added sugar per day, as this can be a powerful first step towards managing your PCOS and insulin resistance, as it can help improve insulin sensitivity, it can help to reduce inflammation, it can support hormonal balancing, and it can help you to control your cravings. And remember, you don't have to do it perfectly. Just aim to make small, consistent changes. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe button so I know to make more content like this for you.